Alright, here we are at Dover International Speedway. This track has a lot of banking. Pretty exciting racing. We spend a lot of time on the throttle here, so there's very little room for mistake. Here I am starting my run coming off turn 4. Let off the gas, nice and easy on the brake pedal, barely any brake at all. Get back to the gas really hard. Come off turn 2. Once again, really hard into turn 3. Just ride the brake ever so slightly. Get back to the gas as hard as you can. It's a little tight off turn 4. And that's our first lap. Alright, here we are on lap 10. And although these turns look very similar, they do have quite a few differences. Off turn 2, we have a little bit less room coming out to the wall. And turns 3 and 4, a little bit wider. It's a little bit more difficult to get full throttle off turn 4 with this setup. It's a little tight. So there is some subtle differences that you have to take into consideration. This week the setup is a little bit tight, so we want to get right down next to that apron on entry and slide up a little bit in the center and then get close to the apron coming off. If we don't get close to the apron, it seems like the car doesn't like to turn as much, so you'll notice I try to get right next to that black apron on entry and on exit, which is really important to saving that right front tire. Okay, so this is lap 20, and my car is noticeably tighter, which is a little bit normal, because the fuel burns off and you have a little bit less weight in the rear, so that's to be expected. So one thing to take note of here at Dover is we're in the turns a lot here, and if you slide your right front tire a little bit too much, if you overheat that right front tire just a little bit, it's really difficult to get it to cool back down because we're just in the turns so much here. Okay, so here we are on lap 30. And I've noticed my car is getting quite a bit tighter, so I'm having to use a little bit more brake, and I'm having to stay off the throttle a little bit longer. I'm still trying to get back in it pretty hard so the rear tires spin a little bit and get those rear tires working, but I just can't get back to the throttle the way I want to in 3 and 4. So overall this setup's a little bit too tight for me. The person who wins this race is probably the person who takes best care of their right front tire and has the most grip in that tire at the end of the race. Okay, here I am on lap 40. This is the last lap of our run. Car is definitely getting a lot tighter, and I'm having to be a little bit less aggressive on entry. Going down the backstretch. Get on the brakes a little bit earlier. You want to stay around the bottom for the entire race here. There's very little chance that the outside's going to have any success, so keep that in mind and come across the line and finish our lap. And our last lap was a 24.55, so it fell off a little bit more than half a second there. And the car changed quite a bit from start to finish, so we couldn't run the car the same way at the end as we did at the beginning, so just had to make small adjustments. And that's it for Dover. We're looking forward to Charlotte, which is our last race of the national season. Looking forward to that and bringing another data pack to you.